Have you ever caught yourself wondering whether a man is secretly into you but just won't say it out loud? Maybe he acts perfectly normal, sometimes even distant, and yet there's something about the way he looks at you, the way he stands near you, or those random touches he sneaks in. No matter how hard a man tries to play it cool, genuine attraction has a way of revealing itself through subtle, flirty behaviors. It's almost impossible to hide. The body reacts before the mind can step in and hide the truth. One of the clearest signs of hidden interest is when his eyes always drift in your direction. Even in a crowded room, they seem to find you like a magnet. He might pretend he was just looking around or admiring the decor, but if you catch him glancing at you multiple times, especially when he quickly looks away once you notice, take it as a definite clue. We can try to control our words, but the eyes rarely lie. Sometimes you'll notice he unconsciously mirrors you. If you lean in, he leans in. If you cross your legs, suddenly his legs cross too. This mirroring isn't planned, it's the body's natural way of building a connection. By syncing up with your posture or gestures, he's showing that he feels comfortable and aligned with you, whether or not he's even aware it's happening. His voice can give him away, too. Around most people, he'll sound normal, but suddenly, with you, that tone becomes smoother or slightly deeper. It's like he's instinctively trying to sound more attractive or reassuring. Pay attention when he chats to others, then compare it to when he speaks to you. If there's a noticeable shift, more warmth, a softer edge, he's likely trying to project his most appealing self. Physical contact is another major sign he just can't hide. Maybe it's a gentle brush of his hand across your shoulder when he's laughing, a playful tap on your arm when you make a joke, or a light back touch as he steps aside for you. Even accidental bumps or moments when he straightens a piece of your clothing can be a giveaway. If he's far more hands-on with you than with other people, it's a pretty strong indicator of deeper interest. You might also feel him leaning in closer than necessary when you're talking. Even if there's no reason to hover near your personal space, he'll reduce that distance as though being physically close helps him connect. He might not even notice he's doing it. Most of us instinctively lean toward the people we're drawn to. If he's inching into your space while appearing perfectly at ease, that says a lot about his attraction level. Sometimes you can catch a sign in his pupils. They may appear larger when he's looking at you, which is a subtle response triggered by excitement or positive emotion. Pupils dilate when we encounter something, or someone, we find enticing. Obviously, you'd never stare at him so intently that it gets awkward, but if you notice his eyes seem a bit darker or wider when he's focused on you, that's a strong sign he's feeling that spark. Another undeniable indicator is how he laughs at practically everything you say. You might tell a story that's not especially hilarious, and yet he's smiling or chuckling like you're the funniest person in the room. He's not just being polite. It's a sign he wants to keep the positive vibe flowing and show you he appreciates your humor, however small or silly it might be. Nervous energy is a huge giveaway as well. Confident men can become surprisingly jittery when they're around someone they like, fiddling with their shirt cuffs, playing with a pen, stumbling over words, or touching their face more than usual. If you notice him going from cool and collected to a bit restless or awkward, he might be trying to manage the excitement, not give away how he feels. Then there's that tendency to show up in your space. He can't seem to stay on the other side of the room for long, so he'll find one excuse or another to be near you. Maybe he even picks a seat closer to you when there were plenty of options. It's as though he's drawn by an invisible pull. If you decide to move across the room and he appears in your vicinity again soon after, that's no coincidence. He may also try to impress you in subtle or obvious ways. Some men will talk about their accomplishments or passions a bit more than usual, as though they're showcasing what makes them worth your interest. Others will demonstrate practical skills, be extra helpful, or simply dress a notch nicer when they expect to see you. If you notice he perks up and seems extra eager to stand out whenever you're around, that's your cue. Playful teasing is another sign of hidden attraction. Maybe he pokes fun at that one show you love or calls you out on your unique habits, but in a way that feels lighthearted, never mean. Teasing can be a low-key attempt to see if you'll tease him back, creating a fun banter that feels personal. It's a classic flirting style. He's effectively trying to build a tiny bubble of connection just between the two of you. You might also hear him slipping in some understated compliments that focus on details others might miss. Instead of the usual "you look nice," he mentions loving the sound of your laugh or appreciating how easy it is to talk to you. Maybe he praises your sense of humor or how patient you were with someone in line at the store. Such tailored compliments show he's paying real attention to who you are, not just how you look. One especially meaningful clue is when he remembers random details about you. Maybe you said offhand that you prefer a certain type of tea, and next time, he has it waiting for you. Or you casually mention an old family tradition, and weeks later, he references it in conversation. If he's collecting all those little facts about you in his mental note jar, that's a powerful indicator of genuine interest. You might also notice how differently he acts around you compared to other people. Some men become louder and more outgoing, vying for your attention through humor or storytelling. Others go the opposite way, suddenly turning shy or thoughtful because they don't want to risk messing things up. If he's noticeably different, one way or another, when you're in the room, that shift probably reflects his desire to make a great impression. Finally, he'll try to keep conversations alive even when they're running on fumes. If you mention needing to head home, he might stall with extra questions or bring up a brand new topic just so he can linger a bit longer. Over text, maybe he replies promptly and consistently finds excuses to keep the chat going. When a guy is into you, the last thing he wants is for the conversation to end. If you see several of these cues, whether it's the deepened voice, the constant laughter, or those friendly brushes of the hand, there's a good chance he's more interested than he lets on. Sometimes a man simply needs a hint of encouragement. Something as simple as a warm smile, leaning in just a little closer, or reciprocating his playful banter can help him feel confident enough to take the next step. If you're interested too, don't be shy about showing it. On the other hand, if you notice these signs from someone you're not interested in, the kindest approach is to be clear but gentle with your boundaries. Attraction is natural, but a bit of direct communication can prevent misunderstandings. Regardless of how you respond, be grateful you can read these signals. The body language of attraction is fascinating, reliable, and quite revealing once you learn to recognize it. Have you ever spotted these signs in someone before? Which ones stood out the most? Feel free to share your experiences in the comments. If you enjoyed exploring these subtle clues, remember to like this video and subscribe for more insights into relationships, body language, and human connection. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, stay curious about what people's actions might really be saying, even when their words don't.